How are you guys doing? It is Friday, July 24th, 2020. I here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this first episode of The Elite, I'm going to bring up the two games that happened last night as a result of MLB's opening day. And I'm just going to get into it, and you guys are going to see what I'm going to do with the show. I'm going to bring up the performances of the elite players that I've mentioned in the profiles, and additionally, I'm going to mention the elite performances by players that I didn't consider elite in the first place because they still had great games and they should be recognized. So just to get started, last night was the first day of baseball for the new incoming season, the new 60-game season, and they wanted to start off by allowing the reigning national champs, the Washington Nationals, to hoist their banner, while the New York Yankees came in to visit with their new ace Garrett Cole, making his first start after earning a $324 million contract. And the first pitch was thrown out by Dr. Anthony Fauci, completely missed the glove. But going into this game, there was already storyline as Juan Soto wasn't allowed to. He was scratched from the opening lineup because he had got COVID-19. But going into the game, it was a matchup between elite pitchers. It was Garrett Cole versus Max Scherzer. And of course, Garrett Cole came out with the win. He finished with 5 innings pitched and 1 earned run in those 5 innings. He struck out 5. And I believe the only hit he gave up to date was a home run from Adam Eaton. He got everyone else out. Really great game for him. Elite performance. On the losing end, you saw Max Scherzer, who threw 5.1 innings pitched before it was eventually rained out. He allowed 4 earned runs. He struck out 11 and finished with 4 walks on the night. He allowed four earned runs on 5 innings pitched, and now he has a 6.75 ERA following that first game. And he still struck out a lot of batters. It was still an elite game, but he still allowed a good amount of runs. But on the other end, he allowed him to great players. On the New York Yankees side, talking about the elite performers, Aaron Judge was the player who had the first hit of the season as he got a hit in his very first at bat. And also in the first inning, Giancarlo Stanton would hit a 449-foot homer as he brought Judge home. And following that, Aaron Judge would end up with an RBI double in the third, giving him his first RBI of the season. And in the 5th inning, Giancarlo Stanton would single off Max Scherzer in the right field, and he would have his 3rd RBI on the season. So right now, following that, Aaron Judge finishing with 2 hits, he's finished 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run. Following him, Giancarlo Stanton would also finish 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, the American League lead, and he would finish with a home run already on the season. Additionally, on the Nationals, just with the loss of Juan Soto, the Nationals really couldn't really get a hit that wasn't Adam Eaton. But it was still an amazing game for the Yankees, and now the Yankees have a 1-0 record, and they now have the lead in the American League as of right now, obviously. And moving on to the second game of the night, the first full game of the season, the Los Angeles Dodgers, with their new arrival Mookie Betts, would go on to host the San Francisco Giants, their rivals. In this game, you'd find a starting pitcher matchup of Johnny Cueto versus Dustin May. The main storyline here was that elite pitcher, GOAT level pitcher Clayton Kershaw was scratched from the starting lineup with a back injury, and he wasn't allowed to play. So yeah, they had to start their new prospect, Dustin May, and the Giants would finish only with 1 run in the game. And on the Dodgers side, Mookie Betts would end up getting his very first hit in the major leagues in the 7th inning, and I believe Cody Bellinger would also finish 1 for 4 in the game. But there was a performance I want to call out. He's not really listed as elite, but he did have the performance of the night in my eyes. Second baseman Enrique Hernandez for the Dodgers. He finished 4 for 5 with 2 runs and 5 RBIs. That's 6 of the runs because one of them was a home run. And following this, the Dodgers now have the best record in the National League, and the Giants are now 0-1. And now this is going to lead into today's games. Like I said, it is now Friday, July 24th, the game after opening day. So I imagine every single team is going to try to get their games in. And of course, starting from the earlier games in the day, here's some games you got to look out for. One of the the Braves are playing the Mets at 4 o'clock. Mike Soroka is facing off against Jacob deGrom. That's an elite pitching performance I would look out for as well. Moving into the later games, there are no more elite pitching matchups, but you still see elite pitchers kind of making their starts tonight, as Jack Flaherty for the St. Louis Cardinals is making his first opening day start at 8:15 against the Pittsburgh Pirates against Joe Musgrove. Additionally, at 9 Eastern Standard Time on MLB Network, the Houston Astros and Justin Verlander as their starter will face Marco Gonzalez and the Seattle Mariners. And those are the games that I would look out for, especially for this season. Right now, because the MLB season started, that is why I want to get started with the MLB today. Of course, I'll have more to talk about tomorrow, but there are only 2 games today, and I'm going to wait until Champions League starts to start talking about soccer, and I'm going to wait for the NBA season to start next week to talk about basketball, and football, I'll wait till my birthday, it's September 10th, for the first Thursday night football game of the day. But for that, I really hope that you enjoyed this first episode. I appreciate you for hearing me out. Peace out, and I wish everyone well.